first question before us says that two canoes, M and N, started from a shore. Hello. So the first question is basically on what? On bearing. Now, two canoes, M and N, started from a shore, A, at the same time. N sails 35 kilometers on a bearing of what? Of 230 degrees, while B sails at 30 kilometers per hour on a bearing of 320 degrees. We are told that two canoes, M and N, they all started their journey from a shore what? Shore A. So we have canoe M and N. They now start the what? Their journey from A, and we are told that M sails 35 kilometers per hour on a bearing of 230 degrees. Please follow. While DN says at 30 kilometers, this one says at 30 kilometers per hour on a bearing of 320 degrees. Now, bearing has to do with what? Distance and the direction of what? Travel. It has to do with the distance and direction of what? Of travel. So now that's why they are giving us what? The speed. Now they didn't give us the what? The distance directly. They give us the speed because they know that we can get our distance from the what? From the speed. And we are given the direction, which is 230 degrees for what? For M, and 320 degrees for what? For N. Now we have what? We are given what? The speed and the what? And the direction. And we are told that if two canoes sails for 2 hours, now if they both have the same time of sails, so which is 2.5 hours, meaning that from these hours we can get our what? Our distance. Now you know that average speed is equal to what? Distance over time taking. So by making distance sort of formula, you can easily get to what? Your distance traveled by M and N respectively. So that's what I want to do today. Now what I'm going to do now is equal to, four of us change this one to what? To distance, which is equal to D, equal to the D for M, the distance for M is going to be what? The speed times the what? Time. So the speed times time, which is what? 35 times 2.5. So what will that one give us for dm? Dm will give us what? 235.2.5, because that's the time given to us. We have 87 what? This is 87.5 kilometers. 87.5 kilometers. Then the next one, which is for the what? Dn. Please follow Dn, which is also what? The what? The average speed times time. The average speed times time. So we have the what? Which is the average speed times time. So what we are going to get is what? Is 30 times 2.5. So your Dn is equal to 30 times 2.5. We have 75 kilometers. So this is the distance traveled by M, and this is the distance traveled by what? By N. That is kilo N. Now the next thing now is to now interpret the question itself. Now we are told that what? M travel from A, from the shore A, on a bearing of 230 degrees. On a bearing of 230 degrees, and cover a distance of 87.5 kilometers in 2.5 hours. So how do you now draw that? Now the first thing you need to know is that when you're talking about bearing, it has 4 cardinal words. We are going to use 4 cardinal points: north, east, west, and what? And south. So, and how do you make use of this now? You know that what? I'm trying to sketch the what? The 4 cardinal points and tell you the most important thing that you need to know as far as distance and bearing is concerned. Now, this is the what? Where we have the north and the east. which is from here to here is 90 degrees. From here to here is what? 180. From here to here ranges from what? This one is from 0 to what? 90 degrees. This is 0 to 90 to 180 to 270 back to 360. So if they are talking about what? 230 here, you know it is going to fall on the what? On the third section here. So meaning that what? You must actually give your diagram a space at this lower space. Because if I want to draw the Venn, I must be able to shift the what? The cardinal point up, so as to be able to extend this downward. Then also, you know, the second one will be going from this to the other side. So it means that my joining of M and N will come like this. So that's why I must try to push my what? My cardinal point to the other side, so that I can create space for the diagram. So that's how you look at things before even entering into the question. So what am I going to do now is to try and draw the diagram here, so as to have space for my what? For my question. So the first thing is to draw the 4 cardinal points: the north, then the east. You don't need to worry. The north, the south, the east, and the west. I'm just trying to write this so as to get the proper explanation of what they are trying to paint. Now we have what? 35 M has covered what? 87.5 kilometers from point A. Don't forget, this seashore is what? Point what? A. Because they are both living from what? From the shore A. Now they said M travels a distance of 87.5 kilometers in direction of what? 230. So I told you that this from here to here, from here to here will be around 230. So you draw it out, you draw your cardinal point out. Now, since this one is longer than this, 87.what, you are going to be draw it a little bit longer than the other one. So this is what? 230 what? Degree. Now the other one is what? 30 kilometers per hour, which is equivalent to what? To 75 kilometers. So now, and that is on a bearing of 320. 320 is between 270 and 360. So we are going to draw it here around this place. So not as long as this, because this one is what? Is going to be what? This one is going to be 75 kilometers, and this one is going to be 80 what? 87.5 kilometers, based on the what? On the speed they give to us. Now we are now going to connect this to this. I see this one longer, and this one is going to connect with this. So that's the diagram. You can see we are able to what? Say this is your what? This is your M. Don't forget, this is your M, and this is your N. N. So the labeling is very, very important. So I will draw this now. You can now calculate the distance. That's all about bearing. So after the most important thing is the what? Is interpretation. Let me also draw that 230 degree out, so that you can see the 230 degree is from here. Is the one that I use was the blue to draw is 2. This is, let me put it outside there. The one is 320 what? Degree. So the black one is what? For A, for N, for M rather. For M, let me put it here so that to avoid any kind of mistake. So this is 230 degree. So now from here to here is 230 degree, from here to here is what? 320. Now to now get your what? The angle of the what? Of the triangle. The angle of the triangle, I'm trying to use different marker. The angle of the triangle will be from here to here. So meaning that what? To get from here to here, you are going to take away 230 from 320. So what will that one give you? 320 minus what? 230. So we have 90 degrees. So this is a right angle triangle. This is 90 degrees. This is a right angle triangle. But nevertheless, you can actually use what? Pythagoras theorem here. Or you can either use what? You can either use what? The Pythagoras theorem here. You can use what? The trigonometry ratio here. You can also use cosine because it is 90 what? It is 90 degree. So, but the usual formula that we usually use in what? In bearing and distance is for calculating the distance of 2 points in bearing and distance is cosine rule. You can actually use, don't forget, you can actually use trigonometry ratio, Pythagoras theorem because it involves 90 degrees. But here, the most common formula that we are going to use is what? Is cosine and sine rule. So I'm going to stick with cosine and sine rule because of if you come across other questions that does not involve 90 degrees. Because cosine and sine rule is applicable to whichever angles you obtain. But Pythagoras and trigonometry ratio is only applicable to what? To angle 90 degree triangle. When I say angle 90 degree triangle, I mean right angle triangle. So now let's stick to cosine rule. So using cosine what rule now? Using cosine rule. And how do you use cosine rule? Look at this. This is side M, this is side N, and let's call this one Q, MNQ. So now the first thing is to know that we talk about what the side from here to here is what? M. From here to here is N. And what they turn it what? N. So what we are going to do is what? Let me just tell you what we are going to do. Although I use capital letter, I want to have used small letter, but nevertheless, let's use the capital letter. It doesn't matter what we are using here now. So what we are going to do is that this is side M, this is side N, this is side Q, right? What we are going to do is to write, normally the cosine rule is usually in this format. C squared equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos what? C. That's how it usually looks like in what? In what? In general form. That's how we usually write what? Cosine rule. So, but because I'm using what? M now, I'm using M now, and N and Q. So I'm going to use what? We are looking for this angle. It's going to become Q squared equal to what? M squared plus N squared minus 2mn cos, I'm still following the angle. So cos what? Cos, now you take this one as your theta. You take this to be your theta. So theta. So do you get that? So this general formula for cosine rule, I just write it in such a way so as to fit in with my what? My letter. So now with that now, you can now say Q squared is equal to what? Is equal to M, which is what? 8.75 all squared plus what? Plus 75 all squared minus 2 into bracket 8.75 bracket 75 cos 90 degree. Cos 90 degree will always give you what? 0. So now Q squared equal to, now you can have everything here will be equal to 0. Why? Because cos 90 is equal to what? 0. Please know that cos 90 is equal to 0. So everything multiplied here will be 0. So now I said that you can use Pythagoras theorem to do this one. You can just say hypotenuse square equal to adjacent square plus what? Opposite what? Square. So we can use that one to solve it, but we are not using it because this formula is applicable for all. So you don't need to think of Pythagoras theorem or trigonometry ratio as far as what? As far as bearing is concerned. Just know the cosine formula and the sine what? Formula, and you are what? You are going to go to solve any questions, any what? Triangle involving any triangle, any triangle involving any angle. So that's why I'm going to use this one now. 8.87.5 square plus 75 square. So everything give you, this one is 9,681.25. So take the square root of both sides. Q is what? Q is equal to 98.39 kilometer. Now that's the answer. I hope you've gotten that. So now don't forget we are asked to leave the answer in how many decimal, correct one decimal. So approximately this is the one decimal, that is 98.4 kilometer. So don't forget that this is 2.5 hours. We multiply it to get what our distance from the speed given to us. So we get 75 kilometers, then we interpret the questions. We are told that this one said for what? For how many degree? For 230 degree. From here to here is 230. From here to here is 320. When you minus it, you get 90 degree. So this is your n, which is 75. And this is your what? N, which is 87 point what? M, which is 87.5 kilometer. So, and that's how we calculate it and get the distance of 98.4 kilometer to one decimal place. Now, the next question is now to calculate the bearing of M. Listen, the bearing of M from N. Bearing of M from N. So, where is M? Where is N? That's the question. You know, this is the line. This is the journey from N. This is the journey from A to M. So if I want to use that now, this is going to be this is A, don't forget. From here to here is what the journey of M. So now, if I'm now asked to calculate what the bearing of M from N. Now, since I know that this is the journey of what? To M. So I will take this place to my M. This is my journey of M. And this is my journey towards N. You take this one as your N. It's fast. This is your N. This is your position N. And this is your position M. So now, what I'm going to do is to calculate the bearing of M from N. So I'm calculating the bearing of M from N. The N from here is very, very important. That's why I'm emphasizing on from N. So you are going to draw the cardinal point on what? On N, because they are saying from N. So draw the cardinal point on N. That is N. That's N point. So now, from there now, you can now say, okay, if I'm going to calculate the bearing of M, don't forget, I just use M and this is supposed to be M. The position M, let me write it here as well so that I can know. Specifically, it's on here, on this place. M and then what? N. So the bearing of M from N now will now be what? Will now be the bearing here to this point. The bearing from the zero cardinal point to where this what? This line that connects what? That connects the M and the N together. Listen very carefully. These are cardinal what points here. These are cardinal points here. This is cardinal point. So this from here to where this MN line lies. So from here I'm going to measure the angle from here to this point. So how do I go about it? The first thing is to first calculate this angle beta. I will use beta here. The angle beta. And then after you calculate the angle beta, don't forget these are cardinal points here. I can now what? After calculating the angle beta, I can now actually what? Know how to manipulate it to get what? To get my bearing from this north pole to the point of MN. This is MN. So now the first thing is to now get beta using sine rule. So I will use sine rule here. Using sine rule to get my what? Beta first. Forget you have to get our beta first. So the first thing you are going to do now, since you know the what? The side Q. We know the side Q now, which is what? 89.39. 89.39. Don't use the approximated value, use this one. So 89.39, 98.39. Then you know the angle here. So you are going to say, okay, since I know Q here, and I know what? And I know this angle. So I'm going to say, okay, side what? Side Q. You take this one as side Q. Just know that this is side what? Side Q. Side Q, not angle Q this time around. So take it as what? At this is not an angle Q. Side Q all over sine theta. Sine theta. Please note fully well that the letter you are using here is not what, doesn't matter much than the what, the formula itself. Normally it's supposed to be sine A over sine B, but I'm not having A here. I'm only having Q here, so I can say sine. I can say Q, side Q all over sine theta. Side Q all over what? Sine theta. That is the side of Q all over the angle of what? Q. So equal to what? Equal to the angle of, I'm using this side, this one and this one. That is Q all over sine this angle. So why am I using that? Because this is the side that is facing this angle. So this side all over this angle. That's just it. This side all over this angle, because they are facing each other. Now I'm looking for beta. The angle here is facing this what? This side. So it's going to be what? Side m over the angle beta. So this one is going to be m over sine beta. As simple as that. So I will proceed from here. So what's my what? Q. Q is 98.39. Why sine 90 what degree is my theta? That theta is 90 degree equal to, then we move to m. M is 87.5 all over. What's your sine? What's your beta? You don't know. That's what I'm trying to look for. Sine beta. So in progressively now, in progression, you can say cross multiply now. Sine 90 is 1. Please know that. So if you are saying this times this, it means you are saying 1 times 87. If you are saying this one is times this one will be 98.39 sine B equal to, I told you sine 90 is 1 times this is going to be 87.5. We check your calculator, is the 1. So divide both sides by what? 98.39. 98.39. So this one cancel out. Sine B is equal to 87.5 divided by 98.39. We have what? 0.8893 to what? To 4 decimal. So you use shift sine inverse of this angle to get your beta. So your beta is sine inverse of 0.8893. So shift this value 0.8893. We've gotten B is equal to what? Is 62.78 degree. Now, which is approximately, you can take it to 2 decimal place. It is what? 62 point what? To 1 decimal place is going to be what? It's 2.8 degree. So for the angle theta, now this is angle theta, angle beta is what? 62.8 degree. Approximately to what? 1 decimal place. Now with this now you can now get your the bearing. Don't forget the bearing is from this place to this point. So that this is from this cardinal point, not there to this what? To this cardinal knot to this point line what? NN. So the next thing is to now get this angle here. To get the angle between these points, because together as the essence of us doing all this straight, this is an angle here. You can easily get this angle. And how do you get that? You can actually says that what, how do we get this small angle? Because it's very, very important as far as we are concerned, because this is supposed to be 180 plus this small angle here, but we don't know it yet. What we can do is just say that if you cannot get this angle, you can go back to this place and say, okay, this is what, from here to here is what, is 230 degrees, and from here to here is what, 320. So what is the angle between here and here? That's the question you are going to ask yourself. So what is the angle from here to here? Please note this is very a critical question. From here to here, what is the angle here? Because if you can get this angle from here to here, you can add it with this to give you what, the angle here from here. So from this point now, you need to get this angle here. The angle here is, and the angle here. So the angle here is not that as important as the what, the angle here. They are both important. Now how do you get this angle here? Angle here is just 360 minus 320. Please follow. I know it's kind of technical, but you have to follow. Get this angle here so that after we've gotten this angle here, it can be alternate to what? This angle. Let me try and use red marker. Okay, now this angle here, when you get this angle here, is alternate towards this angle here. It's alternate to this angle here. So now, getting this angle here will unlock the angle from here to here. We unlock the angle from here to what? So that's why we need to say, okay, now to get that angle now, you can now say, I'm looking for the bearing now. You can now say, okay, 360 degree minus 320, so which is 40 degree. So the angle here is 40 degree, and angle here is also what? 40. So if the angle there is 40, knowing fully well from here to here is 180. Looking closely, from here to here is what? From here, don't forget, from here to this point is 180. From this here to 180. So 180 now minus 40 will give you from here to here. So 180 minus 40 degree will give you what? 140 degree. Wow. So you might be thinking, how will I do this in the exam? From here to here is 180. So and from here to here is from here to here is 180. From here to here is 40. So 180 minus 40 is giving you 140. Meaning that's what? From all this place now, this red, my red point here now, from here to this red point here is 140. So I'm having total of 140 plus beta to be my bearing. So therefore, bearing of n from n will be equal to, look at this. No, we are looking for, don't forget, what we are still looking for is still this black one. Still this black one. And I told you from the beginning, it's still this black one to this place. So it's now going to be what? The angle what? It's now going to be the angle theta here plus the what? Angle 140. So it's going to be what? Angle beta plus angle 140 degree. So I've forgotten your what? Angle beta, which is what? 62 degree, 0.8 degree plus 140 degree. So everything will what? Add them together, 62 plus 8 is going to give you what? That is 202.8 degree. Let me confirm that. 62.8 plus 140 So we have 208.8 degrees. Please calm down. This is not hard. It's just the use of the 180 degree. You must know, the first thing is to know this what? This 180. You must know that this is what? From here to here is going to give you what? The bearing that you are looking for. This is the bearing you are looking for. From here to here, you give the bearing you are looking for. Now you have obtained the angle what? You have obtained the angle beta. You have obtained the angle beta. So, meaning that what? To get your bearing from here, all you just need to do to get your bearing from here to here is what? Just to add this angle beta with the angle outside here. Add this angle beta to the angle outside what? Here. So, I'm doing this red angle with this blue angle will give you the bearing of what? It will give you the bearing of what? Of n from n. This is your point n. So now with that I just try and look for an alternate angle which is 40 degrees. From here to here is 40 degrees. I use an alternate what? Angle. So if I use an alternate angle to get 40, so I was able to get the angle outside here which is 140. Why? Because the angle here, the angle from here to here is 180. So 180 minus 40 is going to give me what? 140. So the angle outside here is 140. So 140 plus 62.8. 140 plus 62.8, that's how I get 208 degrees. So that's that about that. So let's go to the next question. So number two question says that in a class of 50 students, 18 plays football, 20 plays volleyball, and 21 handball. If 9 plays football and volleyball, 6 football and handball, 11 volleyball and handball, while 15 play none of the 3 games. Represent the information in a Venn diagram. You can see that this question is basically on a Venn diagram. So now how do you go about Venn diagram? In the Venn diagram, you have to align or list out your parameters given. The first thing is to say that number of the students, which is the total number of the students given in a class is 550. And we are told that out of that 50 students, 18 plays football. 18 plays football. The first letter, you can use the first letter, which is F. 18 plays football. Then we are told that 20 plays volleyball. 20 plays volleyball, which is 20 plays volleyball. Then we are told that 21 handball. 21 handball. That is 21. Number of age is 21. Volleyball is 20. And if 9 plays football and volleyball, and volleyball, so meaning that's the number of students that play volleyball and handball, that is volleyball and handball, that is football and volleyball, football and volleyball, football and volleyball is 9. So use interaction for and. So that's how you interpret intersection. While 6 football and handball, number of football and handball, that is intersection. Handball is is 6. We have 11 volleyball and that is intersection of handball, that is 11. So 11 volleyball and handball, that's 11 volleyball and handball. So that's that about the list of items given. Why the 15 plays none of the game? Now, how to represent none of the game is that football, junior volleyball, junior handball prime, football junior, volleyball junior handball prime. That is none of the game. That is 15. So we are given that the number of students is 50, number of football is 18, number of volleyball is 20, number of handball is 21. Football and volleyball is 9. Football and handball is what? 6. Volleyball and handball is 11. And then none of the what games is what? 15. Now, another thing that you need to note is that what? We are told that you should represent the what? Information on the Venn diagram. But before that, you need to know that what? A Venn diagram is a diagrammatic representation of what? It's a diagrammatic representation of set. Diagrammatic representation of set. So, and this set has what? How many what? How many subsets? How many subsets? You have 1, 2, 3. So you are going to have 3 circles. So we are going to draw a rectangle with the aim of having what? The inverse side outside what? The box, and 3 circles. 1, 2, then we have what? The third circle. So now the next one is to what? Now give the fourth individual his own what? Value. 18. We have volleyball to be what? 20. Then handball to be 21. Now we are also told that what? The number of people that are playing on of the game is 15. So this is 15. Now another thing is to consider the middle one here. That is number of football intersection, what? Volleyball intersection, hockey, which is X. You are yet to know that one, so we take this one as X. So now, you now come here and let us do this one by one. You can see this one is what? Number of football and volleyball, and it's including what? Number of handball. But if you want to look for number of football and volleyball excluding what? Handball, you are going to write number of football and volleyball excluding what? Handball. That is H prime now be 9 minus X. So number of volleyball and handball excluding what? Number of football and handball rather excluding what? Number of football and volleyball excluding handball will be 9 minus X. That what means? That is this side. One number of football and handball excluding volleyball. That is this side and this side excluding this one. It's going to be what? It's going to be 6 minus X, because we have what? Football and handball is 6. So you remove X out of it. Then the last one is the number of what? Number of volleyball and handball excluding what? Excluding football. Volleyball and handball is 11. So 11 minus X. So you now place this thing here. So this one is 16, 6 minus X. This one is 11 minus what? X. Now, to now get this one only, what are you going to do? To get football only, you are going to add up this together. You add up the what? The intersection together and remove it from 18. So football only now, I'm using F, will now equal to 18 minus the addition of 9 minus X plus X plus 6 minus X. Please note that you remove every this of this from this. So we have what? We have 18 minus, look at this, minus cancel minus, we are left with what? 9 plus 6 minus X, which is 18 minus, this one will give you 15 plus X. That's 15, this one can use plus. So this one is 3 plus X. So this is 3 plus X. So the next one is what? Volleyball only. Volleyball only has to do with what? 20 minus everything here. So we have 20 minus 9 minus X plus X plus 11 minus X. You add everything together, then you remove it from 20. That's why I'm putting inside a bracket. Because this minus will affect everything. So we have 20 minus open bracket. This one cancels out. 9 plus 11 is 20 itself minus X. So we have 20 minus 20 plus X. So we now have 0 plus X, which is equivalent to X. So this place is the same thing as what? x is same thing as what? X. This place is same thing as x. Wow. So the other one is this, which is what? 6. We have what? We have v, that is the and bulk only, will be equal to 21 minus 6 minus x plus x plus 11 minus x. I hope we are following. We have what? We have 21 minus, this one cancels out, 6 plus 11 will be what? Will be 17 plus x. 6 plus 11. So I have opened bracket, 6 plus 11, then minus 17, then minus the plus. So we have 4 plus x. So we have 4 plus x here. So with that now, how do we now calculate how many students plays all the game? To find the number of students that play all the games, we are going to what? We are going to add everything together and equate it what? 50. So add everything together and equate everything together and equate 50. 3 plus x plus 9 minus x plus, but let's do it like this, 3 plus x plus x plus 4x plus 4 plus x. So 3 plus x plus x plus 4 plus x plus 9 minus x plus 6 minus x plus 11 minus x. I just did that so that we won't miss anything out. Minus x, then plus x here, then plus 15 equal to, plus 15, everything equal to 50. So 3 plus x plus x plus 4 plus x plus 9 minus x plus 6 minus x plus 11 minus x plus what? X plus 15. So with this, we can now say, so excuse me, now we have x cancel minus x cancel minus x, this x cancel also this minus x. So first of all, cancel x and plus x cancel x, plus x cancel x, another plus x here, cancel this x. So we are left to what? With 8. We are left with 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 6. So 3 plus 4 is what? 7 plus 9 is what? Is 16. 3 plus 7, that is 7 plus 9, 16. Plus this is what? 22 plus 11 is 33 plus 15 is 58. Let's do it again. 3 plus 4 plus 9 plus 6 plus 11 plus 15 equal to 48. So this is going to give us what? X plus 48 equal to 50. When you add all the number together, we have 48 plus x equals 50. So transferring this one to the other side, we have x equal to 50 minus 48 equal to what? 2. So that's your value of x. So we have gotten the value of our x, which is what? Which is the number of students that plays all the 3 games. Please note that. So that's how we get it. So with that now, we can now calculate the number of students that play only one game. Number of students that play only one game. Number of students that play only one game. So only one game is this. These are the only one games. So you add all the what? Only one games together. That is number of students that play only one game. Only one game is equal to, this is 3 plus x. So that is 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2. Then we have what? Ordinary 2 here. So this is 3 plus 2. Then we have 2 here. Then we have 4 plus 2 here. So plus 4 plus 2. So we have 5 plus 2 plus 8, which is equal to what? 5 plus 2 plus 8 is equal to 15. So that's that, 15 students. So you can put your student there. So that's that. Roman figure 3. Roman figure 3, only football. Only football. The only football here is what? Just 3 plus 2, it is 5 students. So it's as simple as that. This is the only football here. So that's the major one football. Now, if they now say the last one is if a student is choosing at random from the class, find the probability that student play only 2 games. If a student is choosing at random from the whole class, find the probability that the student plays only 2 games. Now, only 2 games are these are only 2 games. This intersection, 2 intersection. So only 2 games we have to do with 11 minus 2. It gives you what? 7. 11 minus 2 is 7. 11 minus 2 should give you 9, not 7. 6 minus 2 will give you what? 4. And 9 minus 2 will give you what? 7. So we add the 3 together. So only 2 games. Only 2 games. Only 2 games. Now will now be what? Will now be 7 plus 9 plus what? 4. So which is equal to what? 20. Because this one will give you what? 11 plus 9. That's 20. So the probability of only 2 games would be equal to the number of required outcomes or number of possible outcomes. What are the number of required outcomes? 20 over what? 50. So I have 2 over 5. So that's that about what? The set. That's that about the Venn diagram for this question. So let's move to the other one.